She called Omar's decision to fall in love at such a young age foolish and frequently reminded her of her failure. But Omar was determined to make things right. She worked tirelessly at a supermarket, saving what little money she earned and sending it to Aunt Sarah to help care for the children. It was her way of paying her aunt back for her support. As the years passed, Omar grew into a strikingly beautiful woman. By her early 20s, she had matured into someone who caught everyone's eye. Her presence was graceful, and her beauty was undeniable. Men were naturally drawn to her, and suitors began to approach her for marriage, but every time she thought she could finally find love again, her past would rear its head, and her hopes would shatter. The first proposal. The first man who proposed to Omar was Kenneth, a kind-hearted banker. Kenneth was everything Omar thought she wanted: polite, respectful, and genuinely interested in her. They dated for months, sharing stories and building a relationship that felt real. Omar began to hope that maybe, just maybe, she could finally have the life she dreamed of: a family, stability, and love. But as their relationship grew more serious, Omar knew she had to tell him the truth. One evening, while they were sitting in a cozy cafe, she decided to confess. "There's something I need to tell you," she began, her voice shaky with fear. "I have twins. I had them when I was 15. Kenneth's expression immediately changed. His smile faded, and a tense silence settled between them. "Twins?" he repeated slowly, as if the word itself was a foreign language. "You never mentioned you had children before." Omar could feel the distance growing between them. She tried to explain, but it was too late. A few days later, Kenneth ended the relationship, saying he wasn't ready to take on the responsibility of raising another man's children. Omar was heartbroken, but she told herself that not every man would react like Kenneth. Surely, someone would accept her and the children. The second proposal, Samuel. Not long after, Omar met Samuel, a wealthy merchant. Samuel was charming, full of compliments, and seemed genuinely interested in her. They went on long drives and shared meals at expensive restaurants. Samuel was older, more mature, and Omar allowed herself to believe that this time things might be different. When the time came, Omar told him about the twins. She braced herself for his reaction, hoping he would understand. But just like Kenneth, Samuel was taken aback. "Twins?" he said, his voice filled with disbelief. "I thought you were never married." "I wasn't," Omar replied. "It was a mistake I made when I was younger." Samuel nodded, but his enthusiasm had dimmed. A week later, he called off the engagement, telling Omar he couldn't see a future with her. Omar was devastated once again. 3 more suitors came and went, each one following the same painful pattern. Each time, Omar fell in love, hoping that this man would be the one to accept her and her children. And each time, she was left heartbroken when they walked away after learning about her past. By the time the 5th proposal failed, Omar had reached her breaking point. The rejection was unbearable, and she couldn't take the pain any longer. That night, she made a decision that would change her life. She would never again tell anyone about her twins. She called Aunt Sarah and told her about the decision. "I can't do this anymore," she said, her voice steady with resolve. "I'm never telling another man about the twins. If I do, they'll just leave me. I can't handle the heartbreak again."